Jalen Brunson is one of the best players in the NBA, standing at just 6'2". He has become one of my favorite players to watch pretty quickly, as I have started to pay more attention to him and the Knicks as a whole. He had an impressive playoff run in 2022 with the Dallas Mavericks before coming to New York, but he has reached another level this season, where he has earned an All-Star appearance and is one of 5 players who averaged 28 points per game or more. But before we look deeper into Brunson's game, welcome. My name is Rashad, or Hoops Times 2, and in this video, we will be looking into just who exactly these New York Knicks are, ahead of their first round matchup with the Philadelphia 76ers. So let's take a look at their team, continuing with Brunson. Small guards have to be so skilled and sharp in order to succeed on the court, and the Brunson burner is just that. The New York guard is one of the best pick and roll navigators across the league, and this is the first thing that stuck out to me when watching him, and it is great to see how he finds openings through this. He played the role of pick and roll ball handler at a top 8 frequency across the NBA, while being number 1 in shot attempts out of this, top 2 in makes, and top 3 in points per game, with 11 of his 28 a game coming from shots out of the pick and roll. I'm using 58 games played as a minimum because this is what the NBA uses for many league leaders. When finding these openings, so often he goes into his pull-up, either from the mid-range or from 3, being one of 4 guys who took at least 10 pull-up shots a game. And these shots are crazy quick and impressively efficient for Brunson. He's also top 5 in the league in pull-up points per game. As much as he takes these screens, he rejects a whole lot of them as well, catching defenses off guard. And this is yet another way Brunson uses his IQ and craftiness to manipulate defenses. Jump shooting isn't the only way he averaged 28 a game. As a smaller guard, he uses his soft touch when going to the rim, and he has a great floater with his deadly left hand, getting it off quick and making him even more dynamic. He can also finish closer to the basket, being able to quickly flip shots up and finish through contact. He also knows how to utilize the window. As a one-on-one player, Brunson uses his quick and twitchy handle to get by guys, and he does a very good job at setting defenders up with his handle. He makes moves that leave guys in the dust with his crosses and in and outs, and it's hard to know where he's going next as a watcher. I don't even want to think about how the guys feel that have to guard him. His handle is very deceptive and his IQ is very high. One of the most impressive and, in my opinion, aesthetically pleasing parts of the All-Stars game is his ability to still be dangerous after he picks up his dribble. Defenders can't relax even once the short guard has no more dribbles because of Brunson's footwork and just overall scoring savvy. He can also take guys into the post with his turnarounds and fades. And again, his footwork makes it so tough to know where he is going. This is another way he uses his physicality to get buckets. Brunson can score in so many different ways due to his IQ, changes of pace, quickness, footwork, soft touch, and knockdown shooting. He uses his gravity to set up the offense as New York's lead guard, kicking it out to shooters and finding guys inside. Brunson knows how to make quick decisions and read the floor to keep the offense flowing. He averaged almost 7 assists per contest. On the other side of the ball, we see Brunson's sacrifice and will to win, as he is number 2 in the NBA for total charges drawn. Jalen Brunson has been exactly what New York wanted him to be, and honestly way more, after so many questioned their decision to sign the guard for as much as they did. He has helped them through this tough time with so many injuries. He showed up in the playoffs last season, and in these upcoming playoffs, Brunson will look to continue his reliability and straight up stardom for the New York Knicks. Julius Randle is Brunson's co-star in his 5th season in New York, and he has seen some high highs and some low lows. Peaks of all NBA honors and earning the most improved player in 2021, to valleys like bad playoff woes and Knicks fans just wanting him gone. Although his time in New York has been up and down, it's obvious Randle does have game. Unfortunately, he is out for the playoffs as he got season-ending shoulder surgery after trying to fight back. But let's take a look anyway and see what this team is missing. This season, Randle earned his 3rd career All-Star appearance. One of his best traits is his pure strength, and he uses this to power through for buckets. Oftentimes, Orange Julius operates out of the post, ranking 12th in the league in post-up frequency and 4th in post-up possessions per game. For Randle, I did drop the minimum games played to 40 for him to be included in these stats, since he was only able to reach 46 games. This can be considered when judging his numbers versus other players who played way more games. His fadeaway is one of his go-tos. He uses his strength and physicality, mainly with shoulder bumps, to carve out space to get the shot off. And he has the shot-making ability to hit some tough ones out of this. He shot 48.1% on fadeaways through his 46 games played this season, higher than guys like De'Aaron Fox, DeMar DeRozan, Luka Doncic, Joel Embiid, Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum, and LeBron James. Outside of Embiid, Randle has the least amount of games played here, so this does of course help his percentage with less volume, but his fade is still nice. On the other hand, Randle's off-dribble game is a lot worse. Out of 46 players who took at least 5 pull-up shots per game and played at least 40 games this season, Randle ranked just 44th in effective field goal percentage on these shots. Pretty rough. And he drops to dead last if we just look at pull-up three-point percentage for these players. Randle at his best is a super dangerous scorer and can hit these off-dribble shots, which can be demoralizing for teams. And it's fun to watch him when he puts everything together. But overall, he ranks very low for players who take these shots at any consistent rate. This inefficiency has really carried over to the playoffs for Randle, where he has struggled mightily. Going back to his ability to be a physical bully, Randle uses his strength to finish through contact. He barrels to the rim, showing relentlessness when defenders are playing rough, being able to bulldoze through for finishes. The forward can pass. He knows how to find his teammates when they are open and keep the offense flowing. But a lot of the time, Randle is looking for his shot and his shot only, which can lead to some ugly offense at times. On defense, Randle can show some laziness. I noticed specifically when it comes to getting back in transition. It sucks that he doesn't share the same defensive identity and effort as most of the Knicks. Overall, not having Randle really hurts in these playoffs. As we went over, he has been pretty horrible in the playoffs in his career, but he is obviously someone who can create their own shot and take pressure off of Brunson. And he is a 3-time All-Star and 2-time All-NBA member. Brunson will have even more pressure and an even bigger load in the postseason without this guy. On December 31st, 2023, the New York Knicks were sitting at the 8th seed in the play-in tournament with a record of 17-15. Looking to move up the standings, just the day before, the New York front office traded away fifth-year player R.J. Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, and a 2024 second-round pick to the Toronto Raptors for Malachi Flynn, Precious Achiuwa, and All-NBA defender OG Anunoby. This has proved to be a great decision, as the team was 20-3 with OG in the lineup this season, finishing with the second seed. Having this kind of defender is everything. A guy who can bother and ruin so many different players' nights. OG has the strength and physical prowess to take blows and stay solid versus players like Giannis, while having great hips, body positioning, and timing on contests with quick feet to stay with more perimeter-oriented players. OG has great hands and pokes the ball loose when players handle often. Though with OG, it's not just his on-ball defense. He's amazing at blowing up plays all over the court, and his knowledge of when to dig in on drives, when to stay home, and when to rotate is so elite. He displays great awareness and court vision on the defensive side of the ball. He's overall an elite defender. He played 23 games for the Knicks this season, in which they had a defensive rating of 107.8, which, assuming they could keep this up with a full season of OG, will be number 1 in the league. In the 59 games played without him, their defensive rating was just 116.7, which would put them at 24th. On the other side of the ball, OG shoots lights out from the corners. Jalen Brunson gets a ton of attention on his attacks because everyone knows just how dangerous he is, but defenders should think twice before leaving Anunoby in the corners, as he shot over 46% from the left corner and over 40% from the right one. He did shoot just 32% on above the break threes, so defenses are a lot more comfortable leaving him alone from here. The Knicks can also get a lot of good offense on OG cuts to the basket, whether it's from the corner or a curl in from the wing. These cuts open up the offense for New York. OG Anunoby has been huge for the Knicks since joining the team. The defense he provides from all over the court, from all over a variety of different positions, is an insane asset to have. And you feel 10 times better about having to deal with opposing offensive stars with this guy on your team. Again, just look at the record. It is hard to overstate Josh Hart's value for this New York team. He must have been a John Cena fan growing up, because his motto seems to be never give up. He ranks 26th for official leaders in rebounds on NBA.com at just 6'4". For comparison, the next 6'4" player is a Golden State rookie, Brandon Pajemski, ranked all the way down at 55. The only way to snag over 8 boards a game at this height is to have great hustle, great instincts, an insanely high motor, good athleticism, and to simply want it more than everyone else. And all of this is true for Hart. Hart also shows his tenacity with his defense, being able to bother players on the ball and staying active off the ball as well, always looking to turn the other team over. On the other side of the floor, the Knicks showcases an impressive ability to finish at the rim. He's legitimately one of the best drivers and finishers in the league, being able to fight through contact for strong finishes. Many times, Hart's insane nose for rebounds gets him in transition, and many of his layups are converted from coast to coast opportunities, and it is hard to stop him once he gets out and running. He also displays a good passing ability. He knows how to find his guys and keep the offense flowing with some pretty good playmaking chops. Now, Hart's biggest flaw is easily his three-point shooting, as he shot just 31% this season. Teams can ignore him on the perimeter and load up even more on Brunson. This can hurt in the playoffs in a league so reliant on outside shooting. Overall, Hart is all over the floor for New York, showing up in so many ways every single night. And you know he would do everything in his power to help his squad go as deep as possible this postseason with his irreplaceable Hart. Isaiah Hartenstein has taken over as a starting center for the Knicks this season after Mitchell Robinson went down for over 3 months with ankle surgery. And he has not disappointed at all. First of all, Hartenstein gives you what you were looking for your traditional center. A lot of what Robinson gives you with rebounding, shot blocking, and overall rim protection. And he held it down very well inside during Robinson's absence and has continued to in his return. But Hart provides things on the offensive side of the ball that are just so valuable. For one, he is an amazing passer, oftentimes finding his guys on cuts. He can be a dangerous hub a lot of the time on possessions, and defenses cannot relax just because he's a little further out. He can and will drop dimes. Secondly, and probably my favorite part of the five-man scheme, is his floater. He doesn't seem to miss this shot. This little flip-up shot adds so much to any player's game, not having to get all the way to the cup, but being able to stretch the floor just a little. And any center who has this shot in their bag is that much more valuable. He receives the ball in the pocket a lot from Brunson for the seemingly automatic shots, and it is so important. Hartenstein has fit in nicely, understating it a little at the center position, and has played his best career basketball in New York. The New York Knicks have enjoyed a huge improvement from Donte DiVincenzo this season, clearing his career high in points per game with 15 and a half and shooting 40% from 3 on almost 9 attempts a game. DiVincenzo was such a reliable long-range shooter this season, to the point where he became one of 8 players to make 275 or more three-pointers in a single season throughout NBA history. The sheer volume and consistent marksmanship needed to complete this feat is insanely impressive, and he joins elite company. DiVincenzo is also a good athlete, and he can be dangerous on cuts, offering some great activity and awareness. And this combination of elite three-point shooting and opportunistic cutting makes for a guy who can just be potent for defenses. Donte DiVincenzo showcases similar activity on defense, flying around the court, looking to cause disruption. And again, this is such a theme with this Knicks team. A bunch of guys that hold their own so well positionally and really play for each other defensively. Shout out to Tibbs. DiVincenzo has been huge for the Knicks, especially while Randle has been out. He's had 7 30-point games in his career, including a career high 40, all coming from this season. The third-year, 23-year-old guard, Miles McBride, has shown how much he can contribute to a winning team right now, with a lot of promise for the future. For starters, he is yet another Knick that is locked in defensively, and he really hounds guys on the perimeter, leaving no space for comfort. The thing that sticks out for me the most defensively with Deuce is his screen navigation. He stays attached so well over picks, and in a league built on pick and roll action, having guys who can stay alive on screens is invaluable. This is why he played more this season, but McBride has shown way improved abilities on the other side of the ball. For starters, as an on-ball creator, he has shown capability in the mid-range with a nice pull-up, and continuing to develop his off-dribble game will take him from a reliable role player to much, much more. Deuce also had an 11% increase from three-point range on over 120 more attempts from last season to this season. Overall, Miles McBride has proved to be such an important piece, and he fits right in with this Knicks squad. Mitchell Robinson is in year 6 of his career. He has been holding it down inside for the team for years. The center is the anchor for any team's defense. If he stays solid, deters people from the rim, and looks out for his teammates when they need him, he is doing his job. And Robinson has been doing just that, averaging almost 2 blocks a game for his career. Centers also must control the glass, and Mitch has been one of the best offensive rebounders in the game for a long time, sitting at 11th in total offensive rebounds since 2018, despite his struggles with staying on the court. The center's biggest flaw, like many others, is definitely his free throw shooting. I know Knicks fans are happy he's back in the lineup with everything he provides, and the hope is that he and Hartenstein, along with the Knicks' swarming defense, can be enough to slow down Joel Embiid. Bojan Bogdanovic joined the Knicks from NBA helm at the trade deadline. He came in averaging over 20 points per game and over 41% from 3 in Detroit, and Bogey's role is so important for this Knicks team in these playoffs. He is a great three-point shooter, and when he gets cooking, he's dangerous from all over the court. He has started around 80% of the 719 games in his career, so this off-the-bench role isn't what he is used to, but without Randle and with so much attention on the Brunson burner, he needs to be a consistent flame off the bench, and consistent scoring production when Brunson is sitting could absolutely be the juice, in my opinion. This team needs to go far. So in my eyes, this makes Bogey the X factor. To round out the bench, we have guys like Precious Achiuwa, Alec Burks, and Jericho Sims. As the team has found a little more health as time has gone on, Achiuwa has played a lot less, but when he did play, he provided some shot blocking, and maybe he'll play more with how much Embiid likes to get guys in foul trouble. Burks is known as a shooter in his career, but has been pretty bad in New York. I don't think he'll play a whole lot. Lastly, we have Jericho Sims, the young center, who similar to Achiuwa could get some tick because of fouls to other guys, but otherwise, I don't think he'll play. Overall, this Knicks team is really well built, and head coach Tom Thibodeau hasn't bought in on defense. As a Sixers fan, I'm excited for this matchup, and I've had a lot of fun watching this team over the past several weeks. But what do you think? Who's going to win this first round matchup? How good is this Knicks team actually, and how far do you have them going in these playoffs? Is Jalen Brunson your MVP? Let me know all of that in the comments below. Thank you for watching. This has been Rxkz with Hoops Times 2. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.